All right, what is good, y'all? Officially, we are now transitioning to the charts for the 5th day, I believe, of the Path Profitability series. Okay, so today we're going to be covering essentially candlesticks, how the charts work, and time frame, just a general understanding of how the charts work, because this is going to lay your foundational knowledge of how you're going to learn all your strategies, all the price action, and all the different things about the charts that you're going to learn, because all the work is going to be done on the charts, right? If you don't know candlesticks and you don't know the basics, you're going to struggle with everything else, because this is the foundational knowledge. So let's dive into the chart right here. And this is the trading view screen. If you guys don't know what it is, it's just a charting platform. This is a picture right here, but this is the charting platform that I use to look at the chart and look at the price action and do my analysis on, right? But I execute my trades on a different broker, and I covered that in one of the previous videos. I think it's setting up your account, which kind of covers how TradingView is the charting platform that I use, and Trade08 and NinjaTrader are the two solid platforms that I've used in the past that are really good for executing your trades. If this video isn't too long, at the end I might go over how the platform works overall and like all the different features of it and what I use for charting and my hotkeys and whatever. Just a rundown of how the platform works, because it can be a little tedious because you have a lot of buttons and a lot of things you can do when you're getting onto the platform. So at the end of the video, I might toss in just a real quick guide on how TradingView works. But if I don't and you guys want me to cover it in the comments, let me know down below. I'll cover it. But this video is by Candlesticks, so let's purely start off with just candlesticks. All right, so what is a candlestick? Okay, these two are examples of candlesticks. They make up the entire chart, right? There's different ways of actually viewing the chart. You can view it through candlesticks. You could view it through lines. I'm sure if you guys have probably looked at Robinhood or like charts on the phone, usually they show lines. You can also look at it with a bunch of different options like step lines. People use volume footprint. You can also use, which I didn't know there's actually this many options. I thought there was like probably 10 different options, but I've tried a decent chunk of these. I mainly found candles to be my best ideal way, but overall, most of the candles, they have the same functionality, which is explained in this picture right here. So every single candlestick has a open price where the candlestick opens, and then for a certain amount of time, there's some price movement, right? There's price fluctuation. And then there is a close price, okay, where the candle, after a certain amount of time duration, the candle closes at the price, okay? Let me show you guys, I want to show you guys a live example, but I can't because market is currently closed. If we look at let's see if this shows any price action. Nope. Maybe we can look at Bitcoin. Okay, so this is pretty much what the candles are going to look like. So when the candle forms initially, it's going to look like this. On the right side of the chart, you see the timer. We are right now on the hourly time frame, meaning each candlestick represents 1 hour of price fluctuation. Okay, so this big green candle represents 1 hour of price fluctuation from, this is Pacific time, so 9 o'clock Pacific time to 10 o'clock Pacific time. Then at 9 o'clock it opens, and at 10 o'clock it closes. Okay, going back to this image, the candlestick, if it's a green candlestick, it means it opened down here and it closed above where it opened. Okay, and if it's a red candlestick, that means it opened at the top and closed below, right? And when you're actively looking at the candle, you'll know if it's a green or red candle because you'll see the open price at the initial place of the bar, right? But the close price can be like anywhere, right? It moves up and down, and then it stops wherever it is once the actual duration of your set time frame is like finished. So if we look at BTC, see the body is a little bit thicker. Okay, if we zoom in, this is a bearish candle. Okay, by the way, guys, I didn't go over the terminology yet, but this red candle, when a candle is close is lower than the open, right? It opened and then closed below. That's called a bearish candle. Okay, let me write it over here. Bearish candle. Oh, it's anchored. Wrong text. This is a bearish candle. This is a bullish candle. For a second, I forgot how to spell candles. Or bullish or bearish. Bullish candle. All right. So, bullish candle, whenever the candlestick is green, which is the standard color, or whenever the candle's close is greater than the price that it opened. So, on this chart, can you guys guess what time frame we're on? Okay, I'm gonna give you guys like 5 seconds. Okay, hint up here, whatever is highlighted is the time frame we're on. The 30s or 30-second time frame. M just means minute. H means hour. Weekly, which means 1 week, 1 month, and 12 months. You can customize it for whatever preference you want, but for the most part, these are like typical time frames that you're going to be looking for. So when price opens and closes above, it's a green candle in the specific time range of our specified time frame. So 30 seconds, meaning each candle is going to represent 30 seconds of price, right? Every 30 seconds, there's going to be a new candle being formed. Okay, this last candle at 13:59, 30-second. It opened at the 30-second time. If I go on the 1 minute, it's much easier. Let's cover that first before we go on to 30-second. Here, for example, bearish candle, 12:12, opened at this price at 21,069.75 and closed at 21,058.50. Now, you might be asking, what are these extra lines above and below the candle? Okay, those just represent the highest point and the lowest point price moved in that specific 1 minute time window, which is 1 minute is just the time window we're in right now. We're not at 30-second anymore. So price could have opened here. It opened right here. It could have went down in the beginning, so it looks like a bearish candle, right? It might have looked something like this right here. It opened and it pushed down. It might have looked like this temporarily, but instead of closing down here, we still had time left for that 1 minute candle to actually show some price fluctuation. So maybe after, like, for example, 15 seconds of that candle forming, it started to push up. And let's say it pushed up all the way over here. So the candle at some point looks something like this over here. Let me delete this. Looks something like this. Do the arrow better. Something like this green candle right here with no wicks to the upside, right? But then maybe at some time, a little bit later towards the end of the candle closing, price just pushed down. The price fluctuation, sellers jumped in and sellers started pushing the price down. And at the very end of that 1 minute time frame, the last second, the price ended up stopping at right here. This is going to be that close price, right? At that last second, what is price currently at? That's going to be the close price. And even though price moved up here and moved down here, we don't just delete what previous price action that was there. We use these things called wicks to represent the previous price action that's outside of the open to close price range, right? Sometimes we get very, very small wicks like this. Like, for example, over here, price, let's say it opened, this is a green candle, so the open's at the bottom, right? Opened at the bottom, price probably pushed down a little bit right here and then pushed up really strong and then pushed up a little bit really high up here and then fell down a tiny bit and closed over here at the end of that 1 minute time range, right? Because each of these candles represent a 1 minute time range, okay? And sometimes we can get candles like this where we have wicks to both sides, right? And you don't know if price pushed up first or pushed down first. You don't know that. That's why a lot of traders, sometimes me as well, we look at multi-time frame analysis. So if we want to get more information, right, we look at price. For example, let's say this is the time frame we want to look at 1352. Okay, the candle opened at 1352 and closed at 1352.59 or 1353. You can imagine it like that. If we hop onto like the 15-second time frame, we can see if we look at 1352 right here, candlestick opened right here, push down and then push up and then it closed. It closed right here, right? Because this candle opened it's a black candle. So let me zoom in so we can analyze it better. So it opened right here. Now, again, we have another candle. So if we want more information, we can go deeper and deeper and deeper, right? You can see like how it's all just candlesticks, right? I think I kind of should rephrase it differently. You don't get more information. You get more candlesticks, which give you more information, but it doesn't give you, in a sense, more information to help you exactly on your analysis, because you're looking more of the same thing. Okay, so sometimes it could be helpful for your analysis, and sometimes it could be just extra noise that you don't need to look at. Like, you don't need to go on the 1 second time frame and understand, okay, so we open here, did this, blah blah blah. No, you don't need to do that. You need to stick to some. If you're gonna look for intraday plays or short-term plays throughout the day, I think the lowest you should go is a 15-second time frame. Nothing more. I don't even do the 15-second time frame. I've tried it a few times, but it's just too quick for me, or I just haven't performed well with it. So I stick to 30-second. That's been my bread and butter. But I've also done the 1 minute, I've done the 2 minute, I've done 3 minute, I've done 5 minute before. I've tried out all of these for months and months and found what works for me the best. But I found the 30-second to be better for me because I'm looking to scalp, which, if you guys don't know what that means getting in and out of positions within a few seconds up to like a few minutes. So 30-second time frame works best for me. You guys can also use that as well, or the 1 minute time frame. So it's honestly all about finding a preferred style for you. Right? If you're using a 30-second time frame, you got to be hella focused, because you're going to be actively looking at the charts and watching the candlesticks close and new ones form, because candlesticks are going to update and new ones are going to be formed a lot quicker than, for example, if you're watching the 5 minute time frame. Right? The 5 minute time frame, all that means is that candles are opening and closing within 5 minutes, in every 5 minutes. Okay, for example, this black candle right here, this one opened at 1350 and it closed at 1355, right? And the next candle opened at 1355 and this one closed at 14, okay, which is just 2 p.m. Eastern or Pacific time. Okay, so every 5 minutes, that's pretty much how each time frame works. The specific time frame you're on indicates the specific duration of each candle that represents the price fluctuation. And there is a time frame right here as well. This doesn't necessarily represent each candlestick, but it mentions the interval, or not interval, but the duration of the price you want to look at. For example, let's say you want to watch a price. See, it says right here when I hover over it, it gives me 1 month of data in 30-minute intervals. And intervals just mean 30-minute candlesticks. So each candlestick will represent 30 minutes, and it's going to show me 1 month of data. So if I zoom out like this, so I see it. So this is going to be 1 month of data from Monday, the December 9th, all the way to, I'm guessing, January 9th or January 10th. Yeah, see? But I don't usually use these. I just mess around with this chart just to view whatever time duration or date range I want. And I just specifically click on these time frames, because you can always adjust like this and look back if you want to zoom in. If you want to zoom in. By the way, if you guys want to zoom in onto the price like vertically, you can adjust this right slider, right? You click on it, you drag it up to make it vertically stretched, and if you drag it down to vertically compress it, okay, because sometimes if you flick onto a different time frame like this, it can be very stretched. You can compress it like this, but you can also do this feature as well. Let's go back onto this. So let's say it's very thin and it's like a lot of work to like do this, whatever, you don't feel like it. If it's really thin like this, you can just simply press the auto button, the A button, and that will fit the data to your screen. And then you'll see as I drag this, the candlesticks will, the stretchiness of the actual chart will adapt based on the fluctuation of the price. So it all fits in my screen, right? So if we don't include this price, see how this is more stretched. But if we include the price, this part is more compressed and this part's stretched out because it needs to fit all that data. And if you want to exit this mode, you can just simply click this and you can do that. Or you can just adjust this and it'll automatically turn it off for you. This makes the chart look in a logarithmic approach. I don't necessarily use this method, but yeah, I don't use that method. But a lot of times I'm using this, and when you're using your scroll wheel to look at price, you might notice like it only like focuses on like this area of price action, right? See, now we have to drag this up to get it to fit the screen. But if you wanted to, let's say you want to focus something on the center, you want to zoom it in so it only shows the middle of the price action, you can hold Control on your keyboard, and I think it's Command on a Mac, and you zoom into wherever you want, and it will zoom into that specific area. So right now, if I wanted to zoom in, let's say I wanted to see this middle area, if I just normally scroll, it'll do that. But if I want to zoom in the middle, I just hold Control and I zoom in like that, and it gets the job done. Right, just make sure my mouse is hovering over the area of price action I want to zoom into. Okay, and same thing goes for zooming out. Like if you zoom out, it also does that too. Or you can zoom in and out by holding Control, and it does it in the center. But now, okay, that was kind of already dabbling with the TradingView chart settings, but let's kind of go back to candlesticks. Oh, we messed this up badly. So let's go over it. So what is a candlestick? Okay, candlestick is a bar, essentially a bar that represents a specific time window of price, right? It's a way of representing price fluctuations and understanding it in the form of technical analysis, okay, in a way that we can interpret using open and close prices for a specific time range. Okay, this top left is the time range or time range for each specific candlestick. Okay, it's going to represent how much price fluctuation in terms of time a specific candlestick is going to show. If we press 5 minute, it will show us the price fluctuation in 5 minute windows or 5 minute ranges for every 5 minutes. For the 1 minute, it's going to show us for every 1 minute of fluctuation. Okay, so there's no one. Don't listen to anybody who tells you one time frame is more important than the other, because that makes no sense. Okay, that's not how the charts work. Okay, if I pick a random time frame for you guys, you know, I want to do a challenge right now. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in the chart so you guys can't see the time frame that I'm on. Okay, and you guys can see the bottom. Okay, I want you guys to guess what time frame this is. Okay, I want you guys. We're gonna play a game. I'm not gonna press anything. You guys aren't gonna see what I'm clicking. Oh, actually, let me turn off my indicator so you can't see this, because you can kind of tell from the sessions. Okay, I'm gonna switch this to a specific time frame, and you guys are gonna tell me what time frame it is. Okay, just right now, if you guys are even paying attention, what time frame do you guys think this is on? Right now, what time frame do you guys think we're on? If I show you this bit of price action. All right, have your guesses. I'm giving 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is the 1 minute time frame. All right, now if I switch over to this time frame, let me get rid of this. What time frame are we on right here? What time frame are we on, guys? Well, how much, what is the time window on each candlestick? What is the time interval? All right, 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the weekly time frame. Okay, the weekly time frame. Each candle represents 1 week. Right? If I show you guys down here, look at that. It's the months on the bottom. Each candlestick represents 1 week. Okay, now we'll do 2 more. So let's zoom in. Oh shoot. Okay. So what time frame is this now? What time frame is this? I want you guys to guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the monthly time frame. Each candle represents a month. Okay, guys, I'm not trolling y'all. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are gonna say, "No, I got each one correct." All right, we're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one more. All right. What time frame is this? What time frame is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 15-second time frame. Okay. Actually, you know what? Just because a lot of you guys are gonna, okay, 4 is not. I'm gonna do one more. All right, one more. So what time frame is this? What time frame is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the weekly time frame. All right, I'm fucking with y'all. This is the 5 minute time frame. But I'm sure a lot of you guys also thought it was the weekly after I said it's the weekly. The point is, you can't determine whether something is one time frame or the other if you disregard the extreme points. Like, for example, if I go on the 15-second time frame at a, what was that random drawing? At a point in time where there's like very, very low volatility. Like, let's say we go right here. No, not right here. Let's say we go right here. Right here. You can kind of tell this might be the 15-second time frame because we have literally like candles that have no price movement. When you get a candlestick like this at 22, 15, 30, it has no wicks to the upside and no body, meaning the candle had no price movement on that 15-second window. Okay, same goes for over here. No price movement on this specific candlestick, and same over here. But these ones that have wicks and no body, that just means the candle opened and closed at the same price. But we did get price fluctuation from going up to that and going down there. Okay. Now, something you guys may see are candlestick patterns. Okay. Just remember, those aren't like a secret to get you success. Like, that's not going to be like a missing key where if you learn it, you're going to magically turn profitable. Because if it were, people would make an algorithmic bot out of it and code it and it would work, right? But that's not the case because everyone uses it, everyone implements it. So in that case, it probably doesn't work, right? If it's something that worked like that, no one would tell anybody about it, and they would not they would use it to their own advantage. But the way you can implement it and use it properly is using it within your strategy to help you identify better and worse setups, but also using your discretion along with that, right? And that's another topic we need to cover as well, systematic versus discretion and the differences with that. So that's going to be actually another video topic we're going to cover. But just remember, candlesticks aren't going to be like the holy grail that are going to get you success. There is no holy grail. It's about you building the experience, for example, using the candlesticks, and then slowly you'll kind of be able to interpret which one is better and worse through intuition, not through like X, Y, and Z. It needs to look like X, Y, and Z, and then it's good, or X, Y, Z, and then it's bad. That will help you set up your rules. But if you're involving your intuition, or if you're involving your experience doesn't involve like you saying XYZ is good or bad. Your experience is like, this doesn't feel good typically when price moves like this, or whenever it forms like this and it sets up like this is not too well, but I can't pinpoint exactly what it is. But through my experience and my continuous times of using this specific setup, I can tell when it starts to form like this and it starts to move like this, or I just feel like it's a bad setup, right? That's your experience. It's something that you can't really define in terms of logical reasoning. Right? It's your subconscious telling you from your experience, this doesn't perform too well, but you can't pinpoint exactly. If you can pinpoint exactly, then you should make it into a rule. But usually, experience and intuition revolves around stuff that you can't pinpoint exactly what it is. Okay, and that's the experience part of trading, where you guys will all build that with time and with experience. Okay, so let me think if we've covered everything. We've covered, for the most part, everything we need to cover about candlesticks. Right? Open, closing, what are wicks, what are time frames, what are the time ranges. Let's see. We covered about this. Also, you can use a slider as well to drag it, but I don't use this. You can use these buttons, but I don't use this either. This resets the chart view so it fits into your screen. But like, for example, if it's messed up like this, you can do reset chart view. It will bring it back to normal. If you have specific indicators, I don't really use this stuff. I had it on a long time ago, but I don't really use it. If you have indicators like this and you don't want to delete them, right? You don't want to delete them, but you want to mainly focus on the main chart. You can double click it, and then you'll see over here that you maximize this specific window. If you want to restore it, you click this, or you just double click on the screen again, right? This arrow means moving this chart down. And if you press this, oh my God, bro, are you kidding me? My screen is still zoomed in. Are you kidding me? All right, we're going to have to fix this. Let us fix this chart. There you go. That's good for now. Oh, wait. That's good for now. All right, so what I was saying, if you guys didn't see, my face is even covering it too, so whatever. It's not that important because you guys aren't going to really use that. But we covered most of that stuff. These bars down here are called volume bars. They're not necessarily the same as candlesticks, but they display the specific volume at a set price. I don't necessarily use volume as a main indicator, but if I have volume supporting my move, it is beneficial. Okay. All it does is it tells you the amount of participants at a specific time window. So if this specific candle is green and it's going to give us a green volume bar, because that means buyers are stronger than sellers and they're able to push the price up this much from the open price, right? Because if we have more buyers than sellers at the specific window, that means the price is going to move up. Okay, because for every buyer there needs to be a seller, and if the price moves up, that means the buyers are more aggressive and they're able to push the price higher because they're more aggressive. They're looking to purchase more orders at better, at worse and worse prices because they're stronger. They're more aggressive than the sellers. Or if the sellers are stronger, like in this candle, they're gonna push the price down because they're willing to get in on positions at a worse and worse price. Right? Sellers, as price goes down, the sellers have a worse price because ideally you want to sell at the top and buy at the bottom. But if you buy at the top, you're getting filled at a worse price, right? And if price is going up and there's buyers and buyers and buyers going, we're getting a bigger green candle, but buyers are getting at a worse position. But it still shows buyers are more aggressive and are stronger since they're pushing the price up. So this volume bar represents the market participants. So we had around 20,900 orders in this specific bar, in this specific candle. Over here we had 21,000 almost. Oh wait, I'm stupid, guys. Take that back. I was using the specific chart to represent the amount of participants instead this right here, but that doesn't matter. Okay, don't use that number. Just know this kind of represents, if we press this vol area down right here, you look at the number next to the volume, that will actually tell you the result of the specific volume on that candle. So this candle had 5.1 thousand orders. This one had 2.5 thousand orders. And it's not just green or just red. This just shows the the ones on the selling side or the ones on the buying side. So the ones on the same side as the candlestick color. Okay. This is not just the total amount of buyers, it's the total amount of buyers and sellers, but it's green because there are more buyers than sellers. I think there's a specific indicator that breaks down both buyers and sellers. So it tells you how many buyers there were and how many sellers there were, but I don't usually use volume, so that's not what I use. But you guys can incorporate that as well if you want to use that for your own strategy. So enough yip yap, that pretty much covers candlesticks. Now I think it's time to move on to the next part of the chart, which I have to double check what it is. But that's going to be for the next video pretty much. Also, if you guys want to change this specific time at the bottom to represent your time at home, change this to whatever time, time zone you're in. I'm in Los Angeles, so this is what I put. And ETH and RTH just represent extended trading hours or electronic trading hours. I thought it was extended, or regular trading hours. Regular trading hours just represent the specific market hours, which for the specific market that you're trading. For example, this market, this market represents the, this opened at 13. So this represents RTH in this case for the NASDAQ 100, or if you look at any stock or whatever, this is going to tell you the specific window of the New York session. So it's going to be from 6:30 Pacific time, which is 9:30 Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, up until 4 p.m. Eastern time, right? So you can see right here is when it cut off. I don't know why I cut off at a random time at 14:30, but yeah, it's typically going to go until 13. Okay, that's typically when it's going to go until. But again, this is not going to represent the specific futures hours time window. The futures hours time window is only closed from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. If you click electronic trading hours, it will tell you everything for that specific time range for futures, right? It will give you all the information. Like, see, now it's not cut off at 6, and then if you go back to RTH, see, you have a gap right here because it doesn't show us the price fluctuation from starting from after 13, which is 1 o'clock for me, 1 a.m. Pacific time, or 1 p.m. Pacific time, up until 6:30 a.m. the next morning. Okay, it doesn't tell me any of the price action in between that. But if I click on electronic trading hours or ETH, it'll tell me everything for that specific window, right? All that stuff coming from all that time specific window. But I don't really involve that stuff. I mainly trade recent price action, so you guys can use that if you want to include all that data. But I mainly pay attention to the recent price action, so that doesn't really make too big of a difference for me. Now, what else do they need to cover? Adjust. This is for contract adjustments. This has to do with the previous months and months price action. You don't need to worry about that. Just keep it how it is. Keep it on. What other settings do we have? You can adjust these settings. Now, actually, let's go over the drawing tools and stuff. We'll go over drawing tools. So these are my favorite. These are the favorites that I've pinned over here. By the way, if you guys want to know how to pin your drawings, just right click on the drawing tool, for example, or not right click, click on this arrow right here and press on the favorite and it'll add it. If you guys, let me move my favorite bar and it'll show you. If I add it to my favorites, it will show up right there on the favorite bar. Okay. This is, I don't even use this, but this is going to be the favorite. I'm going to put it right here so we can see it. But my favorite drawings that I use are the box, right? I have this specific box made. This is a customized setting. If you go to the settings, you can add text to the box, which will put it right there. You can adjust it so it shows in the center or on the left, or you can also adjust it for if it's on the bottom, top, or inside. You can also do another combination of that as well. You can do bold or italicized or whatever. Change the color, change the font size, disable it, whatnot. On the style side, this is the border, meaning the outside box. I don't really have it on. I set it at a point where I set it at a specific opacity where is also the same opacity as the background, just because whatever, just keep it the same. I put this at a low thing, so it's not really bothering me looking at the price, right? So if it's really background is maxed out, it looks like that. If you click on it, you can't see the price. So I don't like doing that. Let's set this back 30% because this is too bright. Back to 30%. Okay, now this looks weird to my eyes. Doesn't look as bright enough. I like that vibrant color. So, okay, so I guess our picture disappeared. Anyways, so that's going to be the box, okay? If you want to change the color, of course, you can change the color with that, right? Also, you can double click on the box and it'll open up the settings, so you don't have to do this, click settings, whatever. I have also templates saved. For example, let's say you customize your drawing a specific way. Like, let's say you add whatever, a text or whatever. You're like, okay, I like this drawing. I want to use this, for example, to mark out every single fair value gap. So we have a fair value gap right here. Now, if you guys don't know what a fair value gap is, don't worry. I'm just giving you an example. Let's say I like marking out prices like this. So I want my zone to look like this every time I mark out this kind of stuff. So you can do this. You can press this, save drawing template as, and you can name it. And then it will pop up as this right here. And you could select from any one of these. For example, I have an order block. I have retracement order block. I have this transparent black, which I used to use. And all that stuff. For fair value gaps, I have this, and I have a specific time frame behind it. So if I'm marking on another time frame, I have it marked out as well for that. So it automatically labels the text because I've customized it like that. Okay, and also if you want to delete drawings, you can just click down on your scroll wheel, and it will delete the drawing. Right, you got to hover over it and click it. Okay, and there's just magnet mode you can also use to snap your drawings to the price. See, if I go bring my mouse close to the candle, it will snap it to the specific candles, open, high, low, close. Okay, this is something else we need to cover. Okay, where's the picture? Oh, so every candlestick has this piece of information that people refer to. It's called the OHLC. What does that mean? Let me put a text right here. OHLC. So OHLC. O stands for open, H stands for high, L stands for low, C stands for close. Okay, and like we said earlier, in this picture, every candlestick has that. So the open price is the open. Okay, that's what that represents. The close price is the price that candle closed at. The low price is this lowest part of the wick, where the lowest that price moved in this specific time range. And the high is the highest price that the candlestick moved to in that specific time range as well. Okay, don't worry about upper shadow or lower shadow. No one refers to candlesticks like that or anything about that. I don't know why this had this. I couldn't find a different image or a better image without it. And if you look up here, whenever we move our mouse on a certain candle, it will give us that data. For example, my mouse right now is on this candle at 12:06. If you look up there, up here, guys, look up there. it shows the open, high, low, close of the data. Okay, it doesn't matter vertically where my mouse is. It just matters horizontally what candle am I hovering above. Okay, on this candle, price opened at 21,082.75, which is over here, right? See, that matches. And the same thing for everything else. It tells you the high, the low, the close, the plus 12.75. I think that's the amount of points that it moved up. Right? 14 points. Did I mark that right? 13.75. Maybe I marked it wrong, but it says it moved up 12.75 on that candle, so 0.6%. Okay, and it also tells you the volume for that candle as well, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that, honestly. So it tells you the volume 372 on that candle. So I think if you even have these volume bars off, it will still tell you it. Yeah. So it still tells you all that data, and it should line up with this data as well. So 372, 372, yeah. So it all lines up. So that's another way if you guys want to look at that data. You can look at it up there as well. I look at it time to time instead of having to just, oh, let me see. Let me get it perfectly on the dot. No, you just hover your candle on the candle. Okay, open at that price, close at that price, done. All right. Also, if you ever want to make like drawings like this, where you like put this box to show you, for example, let's say you move from here to here. You can do this tool. You press shift on your keyboard and you click this and it will draw out this entire box. And back to the magnet mode that I was talking about. I don't usually use the magnet mode anymore, so I can just freely like draw whatever, and I don't have to like I don't have to. Let's say I'm drawing over drawings, it doesn't automatically snap onto it if I don't like that. But the good thing is, let's say I have it off, okay, and I do my drawings. If I do want it to snap onto it, I hold control, right? And right now I'm holding control, and it'll snap onto either the open, high, low, or close of the candle, right? If I zoom in. Let's take a look at this candlestick. So let's say I draw from right here. See, I'm pressing control right now. If you look at the left side, it also activates strong magnet because there's two modes, weak and strong magnet. Weak is the one where if I bring it close, it attaches. Strong is like if I press control, regardless of how high or low my mouse is, it will snap onto it. Okay. Let's say I want to snap onto this low over here. I press that. I initiate the box. Let's say I want to go to not the high of this candle, but I want to do to the open of this candle. So I can hold control, make sure I drag closer to the open, and then I click, and then I can let go of control and it's marked out, right? I can always move it if I want. I can always extend it out if I want. You guys can also use the settings to extend it out as well with this extend right mode. I don't use that, but you guys can do that as well. And there's many different functionalities you can use. Like same thing for lines. You can hold control, it'll automatically snap it. But now you just have the freedom of like being able to move your mouse anywhere you want precisely, and holding control allows you to snap onto the open, high, low, close. So you get that benefit as well. This one, the drawing brush is what I use to like demonstrate stuff. If you guys have seen my TikTok lives or whatever. But those for the most part are the main level things that I use. This is the horizontal line, so you can do that as well. So this is Fibonacci, you can do that as well. But it's just the concept applies to all these things. You can use it for trend lines if you use that, but that's pretty much all there is to it. And let's see, there's nothing else special, but yeah guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Kind of extended a little bit about yap about the charts, so next video will be more in depth about the charts, I believe, but I'll have to double check, see what the next video is about. But that's it for candlesticks. Hopefully you guys got some value out of the candlesticks. If you guys want me to explain something more in depth, let me know down in the comments. I will potentially add it to the YouTube series or just make a separate video on it. But that's about it for this video. All right. See you guys in the next one. Take care.